Alright, hello my fellow gun lovers, this is a gun junkie here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Ruger EC9s. But before we start the video, guys, just to let you know that there is no magazine in here. Gun is completely cleared. So again, safety has always been my biggest key concern. Always treat the gun like it's loaded. Mistakes can happen, and you don't want to regret any of those mistakes. But let's start with the video. What do I think about this gun? Now, before this past year, I did not know anything about this gun. I didn't even know it existed. I knew the LC9 existed, but I don't know. I mean, I really didn't pay attention to it. I recently, about a year ago, tried the Ruger LCP2, the 22 version LR of it, and I loved it. I mean, I carry it as much as I can sometimes. My wife does now, so she kind of like took over it, but yeah, I mean, I loved it. I loved the way it felt, the size of it, the slimness of it, the compactness of it, and it was a very good gun with recoil, so that was one thing I liked. And then I found out there was a 9mm version of it. Like I said, I was at Top Gun Shooting Sports, and I was trying out guns, and then I saw this, and I was like, all right, 9mm version of the LCP2. Let me try it. So I tried it out, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I fell in love with it. Now, I do have my everyday carry, which is my Glock 43, but I do carry two guns when I conceal carry, and that is this one and this one at the moment. So I've been carrying this for about 11 months, this one for about 5 years, I don't know, something like that. And yeah, so this one's slightly smaller than the Glock 43 and slightly thinner. So that's one thing I really do like, the concealability of this weapon. When I open carry, I always carry my Glock 19. But when I conceal carry, especially when I'm at work or places that I can't really carry, I carry these guns. This one is a 7+1 magazine. I don't even know why I'm pulling out this one. It's a 7+1 magazine. People say, hey, why are you carrying a single stack? Because that's all I need. I mean, it only takes 1, 2, 3 bullets to actually stop a threat. And I've actually been in those situations where I had to stop a threat and I didn't need much more than I had here. I also have spare magazines where I can switch them out if I need them in any case that I need more bullets. So my biggest thing is to actually conceal, to have something that's lightweight that can help me use it on an everyday basis. People that I know that carry bigger, blockier guns don't tend to carry them every day. They tend to forget. They don't want to carry it because it's too heavy or something, right? But I've seen that there have been a lot of criticisms about this gun when I started doing some research on it. And I'm like, okay, I take the criticism, but then I try to experience it myself. So a lot of the things that people didn't like that was different from the LC9 was the sights. And people complained about the sights. Now, I do agree that the sights are kind of hard to see at times, but that's why I got the gray version of it, because that was the one that I was able to actually see through it the most. I put in about close to 5,000 rounds on this, and I've had no issues with feeding. People have said they've had issues with feeding. Never had an issue. It's probably them buying cheap ammo. I don't know. I pretty much put good ammo through my stuff, and I'm not trying to brag or anything saying, oh, I put the best ammo, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just, I mean, I have money for it, so I do it. And that's what I spend my money on. I spend my money on ammo. I don't buy freaking 50 guns. You know, I have my minimum of, I think, 10 guns, and my focus is mainly buying ammo. Ammo is my biggest thing because that's how you get better at shooting. That's how you get better in training, all that stuff. It's the ammo. So, again, like I said, people had criticism about the sights. I had no issues with the sights. When you're using this as a pretty much close combat gun, you don't need to shoot. You don't need sights to focus. And when you're in a situation, which I've been, and it hasn't been in a situation where I've had to like shoot someone, I've shot at something, which has been an animal. And I go hiking a lot. I live in an area where I can go hiking, but there's a lot of wilderness out there. I've carried my Glock, and I've carried this. I've carried the sticky holster. I mean, this sticky holster works for both guns, just letting you know. But when I carry this and I go hiking, I put this one on, put it in my sticky holster, just put it in my sweats, and I have no problems with carrying it. It doesn't slip off. Nothing happens. It's just in a good spot. It's not heavy. None of that stuff. And I've been in a situation, and this happened about a month ago when I was actually hiking. It was pretty cold, but then we saw a freaking bear. And I pulled this thing out, you know. I shot a warning shot. Bear didn't do much. I shot another shot, which I missed because it hit the tree. And then I kind of like focused a bit, but boom, shot him, hit him. towards his tail, scraped him or something, he ran off. So this played a good situation to me. And again, it's a safety thing. It's not always humans that are threats. There are creatures, animals out there that can actually be a threat, and this can actually help you save your life. I would have been killed probably by that bear, or when I've encountered myself with the mountain lion, I probably would have been killed as well. So safety is a big thing, and these are tools that will help you get through those situations. But use them in a safe and smart way. Train yourself to actually be effective with these and be smart. But again, this gun, going back to that, the MSRP price is, I think, $300, but I got this for about $220. You could find deals out there everywhere, and I think it's really worth it. Honestly, once you try this gun, don't listen to any people out there. People complain about the sights, but if you're a bad shooter, no matter what sights you have, you're going to suck at shooting. Honestly, for this, the sights that I've experienced, I mean, I've shot my Glock 43, I shot my Glock 19, and these sights have actually been better and more accurate than those. I've had my shadow systems with an actual red dot sight. This has been more accurate than that, especially on close combat. And when you're in a situation where your heart is pounding and you have a bunch of adrenaline, you're not looking at the sight. You're not going to focus and look at the sight like, okay, let me focus. No, your heart is pumping. You just look quick, boom, 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 you shoot, right? You're like, shoot, shoot, shoot. And everything that I did happened in the matter of like 10 seconds. So that's something that you have to understand, that things happen in moments. Your heart's pounding, your adrenaline's pounding, and you're not going to focus on the sights. You're not going to, when you're in a situation like that, you're not, all the tools that you put on the modifications you put on your gun don't play an effect. The effect is your training. And this gun has helped me good with my training. One thing that does play an effect is recoil. You want to have a gun that has good recoil. And this gun is probably one of the top guns to do it. Compared to these two, I love my 43, but this one has better recoil than this one. And this is pretty much what I'm doing with my reviews. Again, I don't do gun range reviews because everybody's going to have a different experience with each gun. And I can't tell you, if I have a great experience with this gun, doesn't mean you're going to have it. You might not like, your hands might be too big. You might have to get a little grip adapter. But for me, this one is perfect. It fits in my hand well. With the little pinky extension, it's perfect. When I've pulled it out, when I've trained with it, when I've shot it, I've had nothing but great experiences with it. Now, is it the perfect gun? Of course it's not. There's no perfect gun, but this has been one of the closest things to it. I've been a huge Glock 43 fan, a Glock 19 fan. I hate all the other Glocks, by the way. I'm not a Glock fan, but I do like those two specific guns. But so far, these Ruger, the LCP2, the 22, my wife loves it. I've used it, I've loved it. And this one I've used and I've loved. And I've put in about close to 5,000 rounds. I've had it for 11 months, carry it every day. And for me, telling you this experience, I've loved this gun. So do I recommend it? I'd say it's all up to you. I loved it. It feels great when I use it. And I mean, there's nothing much bad I can say about it. But that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. So peace out.